Yo, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 4th of May. As always, if you want to skip through the stuff you don't want, if you're just looking for one of these options, I'll have timestamps in the description and all that stuff. So, got a 15 seal set, crafting with blacksmithing, killing dangerous foes, excavating an antiquity, placing dining room furnishings, and then completing a duel. So, it's an okay set. Antiquity requires Greymoor. Completing a duel requires a player, and then dining room furnishings. This one's a bit weird. It's dining furnishings. I don't know where the room came from. But yeah, it's just keep that in mind too. So yeah, it's okay. Nothing wrong with this set, I don't think. So I'll just cover completing a duel real quick. Just understand, sometimes you go up to a player, ask them for a duel, they'll decline. It's not good to like call them out for that sort of thing. Just respect people's privacy. But yeah, all you got to do here is go up to people, hold the player interact key. It'll show below their name near the health bars. So bring this menu up, and dueling is at the top left. Now the only thing to keep in mind about duels is that wherever the duel starts, if you run too far out of the area, it will warn you when you are, but it will forfeit the duel. And what that does is it'll still count for the other player, but it won't count for you. So either you want to kill them, have them kill you, or have them leave the area, just as long as they understand that it will cause it to fail if they haven't done it already. So yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, it's just getting a player for this. It can sometimes be more annoying than it sounds. Alright, so crafting with blacksmithing, this one's also relatively easy. You just need a couple of resources for it. So blacksmithing, the cheapest things that you can craft is a iron dagger, because it costs 2 iron ingots, a star material, and yeah, you don't need traits or anything. So that's what I would do. I'd just craft 4 of these, so it would cost 8 iron ingots and 4 star materials, sorry. Iron ingots, either because the Golden Pursuit is, there's one for harvesting resources from the world, this one here. Unless you're like halfway through your crafting or max level, I mean, even then you can still craft with the stuff that you find. But every like iron ore or like metal ore that you find will count for this one here. So if you're trying to do the Golden Pursuit, which I imagine most people are doing, you can slowly get this one up by getting the materials for refining and crafting into the blacksmithing items here. There is also 2 other things to consider. Firstly, that if you need star materials, I do not suggest using guild stores, because for some reason, if you look at the trade center suggested, it's like 21 gold, whereas you can buy them for 15 gold here. So any star material you need is, like for the base styles here, is just going to be easy. Like you can get an infinite source of them from blacksmiths. You can do the same with the clothiers, whereas this guy here, and then at woodworking stations you'll also have carpenters, which provide the same thing. The other thing to talk about is writ. You can do a blacksmithing writ, and the way blacksmithing writs work is it's just you'll get the quest here, and it's just craft 3 items. So this is also worth mentioning, I think, because if you do 2 blacksmithing writs, it'd count for 6 items, so that's the 4 items you need for the Endeavor. And also regarding the Golden Pursuit, you have to not only complete quests, which writs count for, and is probably the best thing you can possibly have for doing quests quickly, because you can do tons of writs per day. On several characters, and then there's also the crafting with any skill and crafting inside your home. So what you can do, what I would say you should do, if you've got a blacksmithing station at home, accept the quest, go home, and then craft them, and then come back and hand them in. So that way you can get a bunch of this stuff, and also complete the blacksmithing one. There's nothing, I would say doing anything else other than that is like just complicating it too much. You don't need to do anything else, I think. So yeah, if you want to check guild stores, I'll just give you a quick rundown on that. So in guild stores, you just open it up, go down to materials here, blacksmithing, and make sure you hit the middle option, material, and go into that. And won't always be there. You might have to check a couple of guild stores to find some, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. If you want to get raw material, I would only use raw material and refine it if you have high level in blacksmithing and you've got the metal extraction passive. Also, a better effect if you can get meticulous disassembly, because that does the same thing. just so when you refine the stuff, you get more materials from it. So it can be helpful for you because you can get better chance of getting tempering alloy, which is the main reason you do that sort of thing. All right, now let's talk about dangerous foes. So what the hell do they mean by shooter life bars? I still don't know. What they actually, I guess what they're trying to refer to is when you look at the health bar at the top for this gargoyle, you'll see it's got the two little glowing like diamond things on the left and right. That in Overland is considered to be a dangerous foe. So if I go and kill this guy, these gargoyles are quite tough. Just watch out for the heavy attack that comes out a bit quick. So as you can see, it counted as dangerous foe. So I wouldn't come to Craglorn, especially right now with the Golden Pursuit. Let me go through some options that will count as dangerous foes that you might want to look at. And it has to do with the defeating foes, defeating dungeon bosses, and defeating delve bosses. Public dungeon bosses and delve bosses, they both count as dangerous foes. Also, with Auridon, Stormhaven, and Eastmarch has a set... There's two places you can use for this. There are the trolls in Darkwater Crossing, I believe it is. Yeah, Darkwater Crossing here. There are trolls here. And in Lower Yorgrim, up here, just next to the wayshrine that you start with, as soon as you enter Eastmarch, this wayshrine will unlock, so you can travel there. And then Lower Yorgrim here has giants. These also count as dangerous foes. I don't know for sure how accurate, like how reliable these will be, if there will be tons of people here killing everything. I would imagine most people will be going for the areas with lots of enemies at once, like Hall of the Dead and like the Overland areas, because killing foes, it is a bit of a slow process if you just use tier 1 enemies, because they're a lot tougher. But maybe worth a try. And in any other case, Dolmens will be great. So maybe not in Stormhaven. Okay, if you were to do this in Stormhaven, I would say do Bone Snap Ruins and kill the public dungeon bosses there. That can also count. But I'd say you'd be much better off trying to find these ones here. And these ones here if you can too. It will be slower, I would say, because everybody else has got the same idea. But, you know, try and get these ones done, because otherwise they're just painful doing these. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be painful regardless, but I don't know. Might be better off just doing it that way. And yeah, Auridon, definitely do Dolmens. Stormhaven, wouldn't do dangerous foes here. But Eastmarch, Dolmens are pretty good, and those two locations that I mentioned have lots of dangerous foes. But yeah, if you just want to do dangerous foes, Dolmens are still probably the best option. And you could do... It's pretty good to do in Auridon. Or if you can do them in Eastmarch too, if you've got the wayshrines for it. If not, you could try Alaka Desert for the Dolmens here. Just understand the enemies here will die super fucking quickly. If not, what I usually do is go to the Runningstar School of Warriors and kill the gargoyles there, because there's quite a few gargoyles, and usually this is not a place people go to very often. But yeah, I would just try your hand at killing the public dungeon bosses in the public dungeons here, just so you can get that one out of the way, because otherwise these will be just painful. So if you're on the lookout for some dangerous foes for your own and you don't care about any of the Golden Pursuit stuff, my usual go-to for this is in Craglorn, either Spellscar to kill the Ice Atronachs over here and the Storm Atronachs here, which count as dangerous foes, but I usually go myself to Runningstar School of Warriors, because this is probably one of the least like the places that people seem to go to the least, and it's got gargoyles here as well. Yes, gargoyles are quite tough. I definitely agree, but it usually means other people don't bother with them. Not always. Unfortunately, with anything to do with like Overland content, you can never absolutely guarantee that nobody else is going to be here trying to do the same thing. But yeah, you got a good chance for this. I would definitely still consider Dolmens and Auridon though. That one's usually pretty good. Oh, that's two. God damn it. Okay. Whatever. You know what I'll do? To be a good member of society, I'll kill one and then just leave the other one. Because maybe someone else has got the same idea, and killing the other one might slow people down, so I'm just going to leave that one. I should mention, I just also found out you can be in Cloak and you can travel to your house. And so if you're close to like enemy NPCs, for example, you can travel out, and they can't see you. Pretty good in dungeons, I think, especially. Okay, dining furnishings. This one, unlike a lot of the furnishing endeavors, I did cover this one. It came up a week ago or two, so it'll be the same thing. So if you were around to do that one, you'll be all good to go. But if not, understand this one will be a little bit of a pain to start with. But once you've got one dining item, you'll be able to do this one forever. It's just fine. The only issue is trying to get one of these. So unlike some of the other types of furnishings, there are no easy options here that you can get your hands on for gold. Not from any like NPC vendors. These either have to come from guild stores for perhaps sometimes quite expensive, relatively speaking for most people, or you have to pay crowns to get them from the housing store, which I will show you, but I would only recommend if you absolutely need those 15 seals and you just can't avoid them. Otherwise, if you can't find one that you can afford, I just not give a shit about it. It's not worth caring enough about to pay real money to try and get a 15 steel endeavor done. But if you do want to do that, go down to chairs. The absolute cheapest item in the game that you can get for crowns is this Argonian chair rough. I'll show you how to get that in a minute, but this is the cheapest option that you can get. If not, what you want to do is remember those 4 names and look them up on guild stores. So I'm just going to have a look through. So for example, I'm just going to type in chair. Oh yeah, sorry, blacksmithing. Furnishings. Go through here and then go chair and search. Now, what you want to look at when you've got your cursor over it is at the top left there. It'll say on the item description, furnishing, dining, chairs. That second word there, dining, that's what you want. So see what I mean? It doesn't say dining room. I don't know where that room came from, but so that's what you're looking for. Anything that has the word dining in there, you're good to go. But as you can see, some of these aren't the cheapest things known to man. There are definitely cheaper options if you can find them, but sometimes in these cases you're going to struggle. Yeah, no, it's not great. Now, there's one last thing to look at if you aren't able to find anything else to... Like, if you can't find any really cheap dining furnishings. This item here, you come to any carpenter in the game, like this Argonian here, if you want to find one easily. You've got in Glenumbra, this way you start with, you've got the carpenter right here, and you've got the one in Oridon, same thing, just up here near the Fighters Guild. Talk to any carpenter. That item, common table slanted. This is a dining item that you can craft at woodworking level 1. There's no prerequisites, no passives required. The only thing you need is those ingredients. Now, pitch, easy to get. You can find them usually in stacks on guild stores for quite cheap. Nickel, literally look at this vendor and you'll see they sell nickel for 15 gold a piece, an infinite source. The only issue that you're going to have with this is the heartwood. Heartwood is a uncommon resource that you can get from wood nodes, like rough wood nodes. If you try to buy this on guild stores, they're very expensive. Well, quite expensive, about 300 gold a piece, I think they are. And usually people sell them in large stacks or large quantities at once. So usually 50 or even 200 stacks. Usually people don't sell them like 1 or 2 a piece because it's usually just not really worth bothering with until you get like big stacks. So finding a couple of heartwood quickly might take ages, just because you might go around trying to look for heartwood with rough wood nodes and you just might not find shit. It's just a luck of the draw. However, being that the Golden Pursuit does have one, as I said before, one of them is to harvest resources from the world, might be worth trying to do this today and see if you can get some heartwood. Now, just do keep in mind, with resources from the world, the survey nodes, those don't give you any heartwood. So don't bother with woodworking surveys if you do want heartwood, because those things do not work. Now, if you do manage to get that that stuff and you manage to craft it, you're good to go. All you need is literally one dining item. So once you've got one, I'll show you what to do with it. Oh, nice, got that. So here's my dining item that I found. So if it's in your house, I'll show you. Okay, so I'll keep it simple, right? So assuming you don't have the item on the floor yet, go to open up the housing menu like this, go browse, go down to dining here, got the item, and just place it on the floor. Now all you need to do is either you can pick up the item and just do that again, or you can go, as at the bottom left, you can see it says undo. I don't know why it says it twice, it's just an add-on thing I think. But you press the Z key to undo, and you redo, and as you can see, it counts as placing it a second time. Now if it is already on the floor, placing it down doesn't count. If you try and pick it up and place it, it doesn't do anything. What you have to do in that case is you pick it up, you put it away, and then at the bottom left there you see it says undo, and that will also count as placing the furnishing again. So once you've got this item, anytime this endeavor comes up, to come into your house that you got the item in, to pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and as many times as you need to do. And you'll be able to just do this whenever it comes up. So I would just say just keep this somewhere, at least on a character somewhere, or just in your house in a corner somewhere, just so whenever this endeavor comes up, you can do it. Because that's the thing. Most of these endeavors here, you can just kind of get an easy item for very cheap and just place it in your house. And even if you get rid of it by accident, it's not a big deal. Whereas this one, usually it's a little bit of a big deal. So, a little bit of a big deal. It's a moderate deal, I suppose. So yeah, just try and keep this item if you can, because they're harder to get access to. If you want to find that item in the crown store for that like Argonian cheap ass thing, you just go into housing menu, browse, and there'll be a purchase tab here. So you just type in chair, Argonian chair rough. This is the one here. So if you preview placement, you can have a look and then you can purchase it. I would do that just to make sure you understand how cheap this thing looks. But yeah, you're not looking for functionality with this. You're just looking for practicality. I still wouldn't recommend it. It's still either craft one or just find one for a bit of gold, because gold is a lot less valuable than crowns are, I think. Okay, Antiquities. For this one, if you haven't started Antiquities before, just understand, with this one, you can immediately do this as long as you have Greymoor. So the first place you want to go to is the Antiquarian Circle here in Solitude. Start with this way shine, just go up here and just travel through the city a bit, and you'll get here. Once you get inside, there'll be a quest from this person here, Verita Nubita. You talk to her, all you have to do is just exhaust dialogue, go over to this, interact with it, go back, and then just talk to her again, and it'll finish the quest. She has a tutorial Antiquity dig that you can do that explains how it works. And I'm pretty certain that this counts for doing it quickly. So, and that one's really easy to do. So, if you haven't done that one yet, I would suggest just doing that, because it's right there. Don't have to do anything else. But if not, let me show you the basics. So, what I would suggest you do is go to a small zone. Now, most of the quote trainee unquote zones are really good. So Bleak Rock Isle, for example, the reason I like these zones is they are tiny. You get wayshines there easily, and it just means that no matter how far you are in the game, like for example, if you go to like a big zone and you haven't done much exploring of it yet, the dig sites can be in the entire zone and it can take some time to get to all of them. Whereas the ones in, for example, Stros Mackay, sure, they can rock up on the opposite side, but it's literally like a minute-long horse ride at max horse speed to get there. So usually I find these zones to be a bit easier to use. If you have access to the Somerset DLC, Artaeum can be a great option if you've been there before, because this area is fucking tiny, and this does count for doing Antiquities. But usually my go-to is Bleak Rock, if you don't have any DLC. Now, it might be worthwhile just looking around for resources from the world to grab if you want to do that Golden Pursuit while you do this, because odds are you'll find some nodes that you can harvest on the way. So, open up your journal, the J key on keyboard, if you're not familiar. I assume most people are. Antiquities Codex up here. So, green items, I think even if you're like max level Antiquities, I'd say just do one of these. Unless you've got like a mythic that you want to look up, and you want to get one of those, and you've got one available, do those for sure if you can do them. But if not, just do a green one. Keep it simple. So when you start off Antiquities, even doing green ones is a little bit of a pain when you get to the scrying section, because you don't have any of the cool stuff that makes it easier for you. So your best bet, if you're not sure how this works, you've got this bit here, this the origin point, and you've got to connect all these to all the swirly bits. So what the swirly bits indicate is like fake zones. So if you end up, because it uses up like turns, so if you take too many shots getting all these and connecting them, it'll create like multiple dig sites, and some of those dig sites will be fake. So the best case scenario is to do all of these. Now, if you fuck this up, don't worry, you can redo it, or you can just go in and check the fake sites and see how it goes. But it just means you're wasting less time later on if you manage to get all these. So you do have to think a bit hard, you do have to be a bit careful with the ones that you take, which for me is difficult because I am very stupid. Alright, so I messed that one up. I missed one. Now what's going to happen here is when you get out of this, what it will do is it will put 2 dig sites. Now one of these will be fake. Now if you don't want to bother dealing with one of the fake dig sites, you can just open this up again and try another scry. Now it'll be different this time. Everything will, all the spots will be changed, so you might get lucky and just get a better dig. Because I find some of these can be shit, and then some of these can be just like redonkulously easy. Just luck of the draw, as I said before. See, look at this. Like, look how much easier that one was. Alright, so we're all done. So that's the real dig site. So if we went to this one, it would have been fake. So let's go. Okay, so if you haven't been to a dig site before, first thing you want to do is go to your inventory, go to quick slots, go to the tools section, make sure you've got Antiquarian's Eye on your slot bar here, your quick slot bar, because this thing will help you a ton. So what happens is, as soon as you enter the area, the compass will go like that light blue color. Now we hold quick slot, go to Antiquarian's Eye, use it, and what it'll do is it'll give us a directional arrow to tell you which way to go to find the antiquity. So you just follow that, and it should get you where you need to go. There it is. So it'll show up with this like little glowing effect. Now there is a passive in the scrying skill line, or the excavation skill line, I think it is. Keen-eye dig sites. It will make these like more pronounced when you get close to them. I personally don't think you need this compared to some of the passives in scrying. If you're low on skill points, I would advise focusing on these first, because some of these can be fucking helpful. Alright, so this is the easy bit. The scrying bit's the annoying bit for me. This is the fucking easy bit. So this auger thing, so you need to search for the item here, and it's like a hot and cold thing. So if I click here, so what this says is orange is like quite warm, so you're not anywhere close. Oh, sorry, no, it'd be cold, wouldn't it? So yeah, quite cool. You're not too close to it, but you're getting closer. So when you search a spot, if you highlight over the cold spot there, it will give you the area which the thing can be in. So now we use process of elimination. If we go here, what it'll do is it will highlight over wherever it is away from this thing. So this highlighted spot and this highlighted spot now line up. So it can only be in this section here, because it can't be over here, because this thing's here showing that it's not in this spot. But it also it can't be over here, because this one's telling you. So it must be in this spot. So you get the idea. So now we'll go over here, and that means it can only be in this spot here somewhere. So we'll go over here, and there you go. So we found it. So now we use the rest of it to eliminate wherever else it could be. So if this is yellow, for example, it'd probably be somewhere up here or somewhere down here. Okay, so now we just get the hand brush, and you just spam left click and just dig it up. Now, scrubbing gets more difficult as you go like higher quality items, but just keep it simple. That's all you need to do. So from this point, you're all done. So now you can just spam until you find like the bonus item that comes with it. And if you don't get the bonus item, just don't worry. It's usually just like a singular item, or like a little bit of gold, like 50 gold or some shit. It's not important. Now you can go, there is an option sometimes to like go through and read some lore on what the items are, because every single item has like a bunch of lore that the devs added from like the scrying team, but you don't have to. You can just press escape there and get out of it and not have to worry about that. That's all the endeavors today. If you've got any questions about any of this stuff, as always, just give me a comment, and I'll help you out. I usually do. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I will see you all next time, and take care.